Hello everyone, this is Ujjwal Gandhi from Spatial Thoughts. Welcome to our Geospatial Python tutorial series. In today's tutorial, we're going to learn how to use XArray to sample pixel values from a raster data. Oftentimes, you may have points or polygons and you want to extract the pixel values from another raster. This operation is known as raster sampling, or if you have polygons, it's called zonal statistics. In this tutorial, we'll learn how to extract data at multiple point locations by sampling the pixel value at each point. We'll also learn how to resample and interpolate the samples so that when you're sampling the data, you can get a representative value, not just from the pixel that you're sampling, but also considering the neighboring pixels. We do this with other Python packages, namely Raster, but XArray is really efficient at it. It employs a smart indexing method, which allows it to extract data from raster pixels very, very fast. In this tutorial, we'll work with point data and extract data from a single raster. In the subsequent tutorials, we'll use polygons and do some zonal statistics. And also we'll work with time series data. If you have a stack of images collected at different times and you want to extract the time series at each pixel or each polygon, you can also do that very efficiently using XArray. So let's get started. You'll find the link to the tutorial in the description below. On the website, you can read through the tutorial. If you want to try this out, you can use this button and launch the Colab notebook. This will launch the notebook in the Colab environment where you can interactively run and see the output of the tutorial. The first step is to download the data and install the required packages. Colab comes with most of the packages we need. We just install the rioxarray package and then we import the required packages. We'll need some data. We are creating a data folder which will store the downloaded data. We have already downloaded and provided you with these two data files. One is GeoTIFF file containing the temperature anomalies in the US. It's a low resolution climate data. So you have pretty large pixels where each pixel represents the temperature anomaly against a baseline for the month of July 2022. We also have point samples, which are the data about the populated places in the United States. And this just comes as a CSV file. And we're going to convert it to a Geo Data Frame and extract the values at each point. So we'll know what was the temperature anomaly at all the major cities in the US. We'll first open the data using open raster function. This will read the raster data as an XArray data set. You'll see that this one has just one band and it's got 32 values of Y, which is the latitude values, and 64 values of longitude. So it's a pretty low resolution data, which is typical of climate data set. In the later part of the tutorial, we'll resample it using cubic interpolation and convert it to a little high resolution data so that we get a better representative values when we sample the pixel values at each different location. Let's look at the pixel values. You can use dot values to see the actual pixel values. And you can see this values are all these negative numbers. And that doesn't look like temperature anomaly that we are expecting. These are actually no data values. If you look at it, this is a very large number that's been filled in at the pixel values where there's no data. And this is okay. Many providers do this. You typically take this and you mask this. So you can say wherever this pixel value is no data, you set it as nan value. We could do this, but in this case, what will happen is if we set all the no data values as nan, when we interpolate the raster, which we'll do this later on, all the pixels along the edge of the raster will again be null values because you need neighboring values for the pixel values to interpolate. So in this case, it will be nice to set it to non-nan value. We should pick a value that makes sense for this kind of analysis. Since this is temperature anomaly, we are looking at the deviation from a mean. So the values we'll typically get is plus minus few degrees of the deviation from the mean. So it makes sense to set the no data value to be 0. So at the edges, you'll interpolate with the value 0 at the other side and whatever the actual anomaly is there on the other side. So here we just use the where function to say wherever there is no data, set those values to 0. So now when I run this, you'll see that all those nan values are now filled with the 0 values. And wherever there was valid observations, they still stay the same. You'll see this one is a 3-dimensional data. So we have X, Y, and band information, but the band is just empty. It's just one dimension. If you had multiple bands, we could select the band that we want. Here, it's just one band, and people use this function called dot squeeze. This you might have used somewhere. If you just say dot squeeze, you will just remove the empty dimension. So you just have an array, and it's just a 2-dimensional array, but you have this extra dimension which is empty. So you can use squeeze to remove it and you'll get this 2-dimensional data. We can also use the cell function to say I want to select a specific band to do this. So instead of just squeeze, I can also say select the band 1 and it'll result in the same thing. Just select out the array for that band and you'll get this 2-dimensional data. This is important because whenever you want to plot something, you need a 2-dimensional data. So you'll see this kind of code when working with XArray, where you have multi-dimensional data. Before visualizing, you'll either select a particular dimension or do squeeze to remove the empty dimension. Let's plot it and see what the data looks like. We are using matplotlib to visualize the data. Here we look at the temperature anomaly data that we have. You'll see that the pixels in red are much higher than the average for this month. This particular month, I selected this because there was a heat wave in the US, so northwest of the US was experiencing a heat wave, and you can kind of see that in the data. What we want to do is we want to overlay the point data of populated places in the US and say for each city, what was the temperature anomaly? And there'll be a useful data for us to know which cities or which regions are experiencing higher than average temperatures. We read the CSV file. This is the CSV file that we have. You can see this is just a regular table. It's not a spatial data yet, but we have this latitude and longitude values. So we can turn this into a Geo Data Frame saying that this one is the latitude column, this one is the longitude column, and then we specify a CRS. So now we have turned this into a Geo Data Frame where you can see now we get this geometry column, which represents the point geometry of that particular city. And now we have a Geo Data Frame with the point locations and an XArray data array with the temperature data. Let's overlay both and see how they look in relation with each other. So we plot them together on the same plot. So the same thing that we did before, but now we are also plotting the Geo Data Frame on top. And this is what the data looks like. You can see all the point locations, and we have the raster pixel values in the background. And what we want to do is we want to extract the value of the pixel at each of those locations. Before we do that, it'll be helpful to interpolate our raster data so that we can get interpolated value at each point when we extract the pixel value. For interpolating raster data, we have the function provided by Raster.io. So we can apply a resampling method. You can do a bilinear or a cubic resampling method. Here we are upsampling by a factor of 4. So if the original resolution was 1 degree, we'll turn it into a 0.25 degree raster. And when we are computing the value of the new pixel, we'll use cubic resampling. And that will take the neighboring 16 pixels around the original pixels and then compute the value by applying a cubic resampling. Here we now have the resample data. You will see that the dimension of the data has been increased 4 times. So if the original data was 100 pixels by 100 pixels, now it will become 400 pixels by 400 pixels because we have computed this new pixels by interpolating the value from the original data. Let's visualize this and see how does it look different. You can see now my pixels are much smaller, and you can also see they look much smoother. So that is much smoother transition. So now when we sample the pixel values, even if the cities are close by, they'll get a slightly different value based on where they are in relation to the original data. And this is something that you need to do when you're working with low-res data to get this correct values from the sampling. And now we are ready to extract the pixel values from each sample. Now we need to extract the data at each of the pixels. This is where XArray really shines, but only if you use it correctly. I've seen people use this in a very wrong way, where you'll say, I know how to extract data at one point. I will write a for loop and iterate over all points and extract the data. That is really, really inefficient. You are not leveraging the indexing that XArray provides you. You can do this in a single step. You can say, here is the coordinates of all the locations that I want to sample, and it's just going to go and extract the data in a single operation. You should not be using for loops when working with XArray. So let's see how to do this efficiently in a very scalable manner. We first take our Geo Data Frame. We have different point locations. For sampling the pixel values, we'll need the pair of locations. So we need X and Y coordinates of all the pixels that we want to sample. The efficient way to do this is to use XArray as a data structure. So we'll take our Geo Data Frame and say we want an XArray data array for the X coordinate and Y coordinate. And once we do that, we can simply sample the data saying we have this raster data. We want to select all the location where X is equal to this X coords and Y is equal to this Y coords. And this is going to take the pairwise data and say, here is the X and Y pair. I want to extract the data from the raster. The way XArray works is you have an index at each of the original pixel locations. So let's say your data is 0.25 degrees. You'll have X values at 50 degrees, 50.25, 50.5, and so on. What if you want to extract the data as 50.3? There is no coordinate there, and so this operation will fail. So we say, when you are extracting this, pick the nearest one. We already done our resampling, so this should not matter. We just say pick the nearest coordinate in your index that is there in the data set for that particular target location. And we do this, and you'll see this will go really fast. I've also tried this on high resolution data and extracting thousands of pixels. It really goes much, much faster. Let's see what this looks like. I'm going to show you the results here. And you can see we have extracted the values. This is the extracted value at each of the pixel locations. We can turn this into a series. So when we call to series, we'll just get a column. So now we have the value at the first point, second point, third point, and so on. And now we can just combine this and join it with our original data frame. So we can just say we had our original data frame, we just add a new column called temperature anomaly, which is what we sampled. And this allows it to not only just have just a list of anomaly values, but actually know which point it came from. So now we have our Geo Data Frame where we say this was the lat long and this was the temperature anomaly. Now we just have a data frame, so we can do some interesting analysis. Let's say we want to find which are the top 10 cities in the US that are affected by this heat wave. We can sort this data frame by temperature anomaly and find the 10 locations from the top. So here we say sort values by temperature anomaly in a descending order and then pick the first 10. So here are the top 10 locations that we found by combining this CSV file with this raster data and say we found this 10 cities which were experiencing the higher than average temperatures. It'll be nice to validate this and see if we didn't make any mistake. So let's just plot this top 10 cities in relation with our raster. So we use the same data that before. We just take the sample data, plot it, and we plot the top 10 locations that we just identified, and sure enough, they all end up in the hottest part of the map, and that means our analysis is correct and we were able to identify the cities that were experiencing large anomalies. And if you want to save this data in a format that you can reuse later, we can just take the temperature anomaly data frame that we had just extracted, the full data frame with anomalies at each city. We can just save it as a geo package, and now we have a geo package that we can download and visualize in our favorite GIS software and continue our analysis. Thank you. Hope you learned something new. If you do end up using XArray for doing any kind of data extraction, do let me know in the comments. Also, stay tuned for the next tutorials where we'll learn how to extract data using polygons and also how to extract data from a time series.